Power level! Hey guys, it's Peanut Ice Cream Bar. So fun story. This past weekend, me and a couple friends went to go see Dragon Ball Resurrection F. And we had such a good time, it made me want to watch Dragon Ball Z again, and I did. Wasn't that a fun story? The point is, I need to talk about it now, so guess what? You guys are the happy recipients of what is about to happen. Now, I haven't actually watched this show since I was an actual child, like a wee little babe, and it was interesting, as it always is, going down memory lane, walking along, kinda taking a trip. The first thing I noticed as an adult that I definitely did not realize as a child was that the titles of these episodes, okay, some of them are just wrong. Like the title, you know, you would think it would have, you know, be like a description sort of what the episode's going to be like, but the title of an episode would be like, Vegeta smells a flower, and then, you know, the whole episode would be a dog chasing a squirrel around, and in the last 20 seconds of that episode, Vegeta would smell a flower. That was kind of how the episodes were laid out. However, those title cards, you know, where they like have the title and the painting of the Dragon Balls in the background, that music that they play is fantastic. It literally sounds like a Sega Genesis game or something. I feel like I'm playing Sonic every time a new episode comes on. I'm just like, ugh. That's the actual face that I make. Dragon Ball! That actually hurts my neck. Also, gotta say, there are a lot of episodes in this show. I didn't even know there were this many episodes. I definitely did not watch all of those as a kid. And really, they don't need that many episodes because about 50% of each episode is dramatic staring. Literally, just staring and nothing else happens. Here's the sum of almost every episode of Dragon Ball Z. Yep, that could have been the whole show, actually. In fact, every episode should just be defined by what kind of stare that happens the most in that episode. And I know, budget, blah, blah, blah. Just let me tear this show apart in peace, okay? It's a labor of love. You just gotta trust me when I say it's a labor of love. I'm only tearing it apart because I enjoy it so much. But let's get to the realest shit, because everybody knows that a show like this is defined by its villains, okay? You want a villain that you can kind of root for, or really root for, or only root for. DBZ has some pretty good villains, I thought. Except for Vegeta. I never liked Vegeta. He's just mean, like not funny mean, just mean and obnoxious and loud. Like you could not take that guy to the movies. He'd be up in Star Trek shouting at the screen like, "This is not how science really works, meh." And everybody would be looking at him and you'd be like sinking down in your seat like, "Oh no, don't let anybody see me." People be looking at him like, "Who let this fool come out in public?" He rude. Also, really not clear on how he became a good guy. I'm sorry, his backstory is literally that he is like a genocide for hire man. That's messed up. He's like a murdering psychopath and they're like, "No, Vegeta, you're a cur." I don't get how that happens. I'm sorry, I really like calling Vegeta because it reminds me of saying Derek Jeter, and also it kind of sounds like how I imagine Medea would try and say Vegeta. Tyler Perry's Dragon Ball Z, anybody? I would pay money to see that. But aside from all that, Ginyu Force, I freaking love these guys. If I had enough friends who were into cosplay and like really watched this show as kids and also shared my love, I would adore doing a group cosplay as these guys. You could have all those poses and have little chants and it'd be the best thing ever. Oh my gosh, I just love them so much. And the thing is, like, they built up these characters quite a bit in that show and everyone was like, "Oh my god, the Ginyu Force is coming, we're all going to die." And they turn out to actually suck. Which is kind of like a thing that they do on this show a lot, is they'll be like, "Oh my god, the most villainous villain." And they show up and they don't really do anything. And then they get beaten up a lot. But that doesn't take away from my love for these characters. They're so stylish. What else could you want? I don't know. And like, I love Frieza. But first of all, sass. He's got like the one trait that I always look for in villains that's like most admirable villain trait in my book is sass. You gotta have sass. Second, I just inexplicably love, you already know this, I inexplicably just adore seeing characters drink on screen, especially wine, especially villains drinking wine, because it's always during some kind of evil plotting or evil action going on, and their response to all this evil shit that they're doing is, wine, spiritual connections happen. I'm like, you might be an evil sociopath, but I could also invite you to the wine bar for a nice tasting and a cheese plate. Also, the voice acting literally sounds like an older woman who's been doing like 6 packs a day for the past 20 years. It's kind of bizarre. And the character design, incredibly bizarre. It's like this almost erotically designed character, but then it's drawn in such an infantile way, but oh my god, that tail though. I freaking love that tail. It's not some frou-frou little boy, oh look at me, I'm from Loveless, how cute. It's not that at all. That tail is a big ass, mean looking, bitch slapping, throat choking, fighting tail. But also like, look at it wiggle, it's so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is like my favorite tail. Definitely in my top 10 tails, which is apparently a list that I have somewhere. And that's why I was so disappointed when they brought that character back for like 1 episode and they just have Mr. Little Future Boy Trunks come up and be like, choppity chop chop chop, like he's on Top Chef or some shit. It's just stupid. It's no one else is using a sword, and all of a sudden he's like, oh yes, my sword, I've got it from the future. Like, I'm sorry. 1, what is your name? 2, that is not a fair fight. 3, what is with that haircut? That 90s boy band pastel, like periwinkle haircut. Also, I hate you just on principle because you're the son of Vegeta, who I also hate. But congratulations on not inheriting that hairline. Seriously though, let's just take a moment to discuss why shows feel like they need to kill off great villains. I've never understood this. It bothers me so much when you can take a really great villain and turn them into kind of a recurring character. I am totally down with that. I think that's awesome. Obviously, you don't want the same villain appearing in every episode or every other episode. You don't want Team Rocket. But you also don't want to just one and done them, you know? That's not fair. Nobody likes that. I'm just Batman. Batman, all your villains. All of them. Not all of them. Some of them. Make it like a habit. A little villain habit. Not a full-on villain addiction, just a little villain habit that you just sprinkle. Sprinkle them in. So that was my adventure with Dragon Ball Z. I only really watched the episodes that I saw as a kid. I didn't go beyond that because I didn't want to. But I did look ahead and watched a couple of the like way later episodes. There are so many episodes. And realized that everyone has families, which is just weird to me. It's actually really disturbing. Like in one episode, Vegeta actually punches his kid in the face. No! I'm pretty sure no. And he's like, no, it's training, it's fine, stop crying, you weak little boy. Uncomfortable. Still confused why he's a good guy. I honestly, I do not get it. Like the other characters who turn into good guys, they're pretty good now, but like Vegeta, no, he's not really. He's kind of a huge dick. In the end though, I think my main problem with this show, other than the huge raging boner every character seems to have for the word power level, is Goku, actually. I find him incredibly annoying. He's not fun to watch at all. He's so overpowered that it's just pointless. There's no tension at all. And then he has this like creepy attitude, like he's fighting you and then laughing about it and then becomes like preachy holier than thou, which is just annoying in anything ever. And you know, he's beating someone to death. And he's supposed to be the good guy though. If he was a villain and he was doing that, you'd be like, ah, the villain, ah. But he's the good guy, so you're like, beating people to death is... And then here's the other thing, if they don't die from the beating, if at the end of the fight they're still alive, but you know, they're laying in the dirt, he like will continue to humiliate them, like smack talking at them, and every bone in their body is broken, I imagine, and they're just lying in agony like, I've been defeated. He then takes his magical energy beam and incinerates a person alive. That is freaking evil. That is not justice. That is is vengeance. That is bad guy behavior or conflicted good guy behavior, but they never play him like a conflicted good guy. He's like a happy, cheery guy. Also a really absent father. Anyway. I am not in focus. Did anybody else watch this show as kids? Did you have favorite characters, favorite episodes? I've said my piece. Now I'm a piece. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.